Hey guys, it's No Life Media here, and we're here to introduce you to a game called Titanfall. Although I assume most of you have heard of it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm here with my partner, Nick.
Hi.
Yep. So we're going to talk about Titanfall today. And this is going to be our first video. It's a pretty big deal, right, guys? Right.
It's a pretty big deal, yeah.
Clap, audience, clap. But, so, Titanfall, I think, is going to be one of the biggest games that is going to, like, that has even been released in the past, like, couple years in the FPS genre. Like, if you think about it, Battlefield has always been a pretty big influence on the FPS genre, and it's been a pretty dominant thing in most times. When you look at FPS, it's been Call of Duty and Battlefield always fighting it for the top. But I think that might change with this game right here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. I mean,
It's
just
just got so much that it's bringing together. Like, everybody likes the whole vehicle aspect.
exactly like in Battlefield, you have tanks and all those vehicles that you can drive around and and they can have bigger maps in Battlefield but in Titanfall, they have mechs. And I don't think the maps are all that big. I mean
They're
like
pretty, like, from what I've seen, they're not small, though. They're pretty decent sized.
no, they're probably yeah. I mean like it seems like they're more Call of Duty maps, though, instead of because Battlefield maps are pretty big most of the time.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed. Because my understanding of it is it's going to be. I don't have, like, I'm not completely sure because I haven't watched too much gameplay on it or anything, but I think it's like not Kim, like, like adding together the Call of Duties and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it was made by pretty much the same two guys who were responsible for the Call of Duty series, so it's probably gonna play, pretty similar.
Yeah, from what I can tell, is it's a lot like the Call of Duty that I always honestly wanted, like back when I played it, and they kept releasing new ones. It's what I expected from the next gen Call of Duties, but never got what I really wanted.
Yeah,
I was always at that slight disappointing. Can't speak. I was at like that slight disappointment mode of the Call of Duties.
yeah, they really never added anything like new or even changed the slightest things in their game. I mean, it was pretty much the same game, just like different maps and maybe a couple more weapons or like some just slight changes. But Titanfall looks like it's gonna not completely change everything, but it's gonna bring new things to the table.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
yeah,
Like, I keep saying like, which is probably going to bother a lot of people if this video ever gets views. But literally, this game I think is going to completely redefine what we think of as FPS to this day, like in the genre today.
I hope so.
I really like this is exactly what I want in a game.
Yeah, and it's completely multiplayer too. Like there's no campaign, no single player. It's just completely online multiplayer. Um, and I I kind of wonder if more like first person shooters are gonna start doing that. Like maybe after this is released, they'll look at it and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, this game's pretty popular, because whenever I played Call of Duty, I didn't really jump onto the campaign like right away. I would always go on to multiplayer because that's just more fun.
I think that I was one of the few people that actually did jump straight to campaign.
Yeah, you might have, because the
I know a lot of my
campaign.
friends that I played with on Xbox because I know that you played on PS3 for like all of them because you didn't ever get an Xbox like me.
Yeah, I did.
And
I didn't make that switch. No.
you should have. It would have been a fun time. But I know a lot of people that I played with. Literally, like I would play the campaign hours after they got the game because they'd be those kids that sat home from school and went, "Oh, I got the new Call of Duty. I'm gonna play it all day," and then they'd only play campaign. I mean, not campaign. They'd only play multiplayer, and I'd get home and play like 2 minutes, and I'd already be further than they did.
Yeah.
Like, and that always kind of like surprised me because I was like, the campaign to me has a lot of meaning behind the games. I like a good story behind it, but Call of Duty never gave me the same feels. Like Modern Warfare 2 had a pretty decent story in my opinion, and Modern Warfare 3's ending was good. That's what I give the game.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I kind of feel like the campaigns maybe not they're not all like similar, but like it's very repetitive.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue that I have with it.
I mean, like, you go on these, like, missions, and maybe you're trying to save somebody, or, you're in a different country, like, all the time, and you're trying to, kill the bad guys, the enemy, and then, trying to, like, escape. There's always, like, that kind of thing, and I don't know, like, I just want to kill other players online. I don't know. I'm just kind of that kid, but yeah, I
Yeah, that's
just
always like I think that the whole getting rid of campaign completely solves that issues like that. If you just completely get rid of campaign, then you don't have the issue of people wanting you to have a better campaign than you do.
Yeah, and I mean you can focus more like of the memory on like just multiplayer. You can add more weapons. You can
Better
um
maps, better design, and
yeah, I
like
mean
overall better what's the word I'm looking for?
just
Better
online.
balance in games, you know?
Yeah.
Like a lot of games nowadays that are FPS genre have horrible, like really, really, really bad balancing in them. Especially like Call of Duty is a pretty bad thing of this, where there's always that one weapon everybody will use because it's really good, and there's always those weapons nobody will use because they're considered really bad.
Yeah.
There's always that in Call of Duty, but I think that that's the wrong approach to take to it
Yeah, definitely.
because like having guns that are extremely better does shouldn't mean anything. Like there should be different. Like each gun should be better at something different. Whether that has to be something as simple as reload speed or something as complex as um,
Like shots fired per
like
second or
yeah,
something. I
like
mean,
if it's just reload speed, that can be something that can completely change a fight. If somebody has a larger clip than you,
yeah.
then and I haven't been a very big part of the FPS genre.
No. No, me neither. I mean, I guess every now and then I'll jump on Call of Duty, or maybe sometimes Battlefield on my PC and just play a little bit, but I don't really play like every day or even like every month sometimes, 'cause it just kind of
It becomes like I'm I'm appreciative of Call of Duty to an extent.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
After a while, it gets to the point where you just can't play it anymore because it gets to be the same thing every time you play it. And they've released so many games that haven't changed that for me. I was sick of it after Black Ops came out because I was a really big Modern Warfare 2 player. And I knew it wasn't made by the same people and all, but it just wasn't the game that I was expecting it to be. I was expecting so much more. And honestly, they did worse than what I was hoping. And graphics wise, guns wise, there was hardly any. Maps, there's like five when it came out. It just, like,
it,
in my own opinion, Modern Warfare 2 is still the shining Call of Duty. A lot of people I know think that it's Black Ops, which I understand. It's mostly the Call of Duty that you played when you got into Call of Duty.
yeah,
And
that's like when I started. Well, I played like
you played Modern Warfare 2 and World at War.
yeah, well, not World at War. I played
You had World at War. I remember borrowing it from you back in like seventh grade or eighth grade or something.
I don't think that was me. I didn't have it. Like I just got it like recently, but I mean, I wasn't really on World at War. But I agree with you with the whole Modern Warfare 2. That was probably like the peak. Well, maybe not like the peak, but that was probably one of the best ones. And then, Black Ops, I thought it was really good because I like zombies. That was a fun like game mode that they
I
had.
wasn't a fan of zombies, to be
Didn't
honest. Like I liked it, but it wasn't my thing. It wasn't for me.
Did you play it in World at War?
I did play World at War. I liked that one. I liked World at War Zombies. That was mine. But Black Ops Zombies, I was way less of a fan of because it seemed to be like the only thing people cared about in the game. And at the point where it's something that should be considered a mini game is the bulk of the reason why people still buy your games. That's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was in Black Ops. That was the first time I played zombies because um I didn't play World at War. I don't think I did, but like, so I thought it was really fun.
Maybe I
And
borrowed it from Caleb.
yeah, you might have, cause I don't
I
remember
thought that
having it.
I thought that I borrowed it from you
No,
because I could have sworn all of us borrowed World at War from you. That's
I,
what I was under the impression of.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I had it, but hmm. Yeah, I suppose they're not gonna do anything like that because it's just multiplayer. So it's just gonna be, you hop on, you jump into a team deathmatch or
Whatever game type that you
yeah,
feel like playing. I'm not like I don't think that they've released the full game type list yet. As far
no,
as I'm aware, like they're keeping a lot of it still down on the low, trying to keep the hype up because this game has amazing hype. People that like within the last couple weeks I've seen people that are some of the biggest YouTubers that get thousands of people that watch them at a time stream on Twitch and like probably 20,000 views for Northern Lion, I'd say, like on YouTube, playing it and making videos about it. And like even they're excited for it and calling it a pretty well done game and loving the gameplay. And I am one of the first people that you'll see diss a first person shooter just for being a first person shooter. And to be honest, this game makes me want to go buy a next gen console just to play it because Lord knows my PC won't be able to run it. And I don't want to spend that much money on a PC right now. Too much cost
yeah.
for now.
So you're gonna end up getting an Xbox.
I'm probably gonna buy an Xbone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as much as I hate myself for saying that, because I hate Xbox One so much, but I already have the account, and I figure since I already pay for one, I might as well go for where I know and get my account and shit transferred,
Yeah, I
Because
suppose.
I'm pretty upset with PSN over that whole got hacked a few years ago, and now I can't ever get on my account again. Pretty butthurt.
Yeah.
That account was my life for many years of my middle school. That's where we get our name from, No Life, because I have no life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so that's one of the bigger things I've noted, like about Titanfall, in my opinion, is that it's going to completely redetermine everything people know about FPS. And God dang, I need a drink. Sorry. One sec. Talk.
Okay. Well, yeah, the game has a lot of praise, and I mean, it won over 60 awards at E3 in 2013.
Which wasn't that long ago.
No, it
And
wasn't.
that was when it was in a really early state.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it comes out next month.
Yes. On the
De
11th of March. Just
yeah, depending on where you are, of course. I mean, and then it's the 13th for Europe, and the 14th for the UK, and it doesn't say anything about Japan or um,
Um,
any of
I would
those.
assume that it would come out later in Japan because, as far as I'm aware, I think that the people from this company are American based, like US based. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought so. I'm not. I'm still not 100% sure, so I don't want people to completely rat like on us. But as far as I'm aware, that they're US soil based. So I think that it'll be released later because that's usually how it works. Is in America, and I believe the UK gets earlier releases than other countries or continents, depending on how you want to look at it. Because
Uh,
I'm not sure on what gets earlier releases or not. Like,
yeah.
I, I know that like this next month is pretty big for games. Like, you got Dark Souls, you got like, when does Thief come out? I
Thief
know it's not next month.
came out. Yeah.
It came out?
Yeah,
Wait,
it
when
did.
was that?
That was this week.
This week? I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything about it on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the few things I've never seen any videos for.
It looks like a pretty good game. But we were talking about that last
Yeah, I
night.
know we were talking about that, but I thought that was still in context. Like,
No,
in context, it looked like a good game, is what I thought.
but Infamous Second Son comes out next month. That's a PlayStation exclusive, and
Oh man, I bet you feel pretty good about yourself, Mr. PlayStation.
I do. I love that game, but well, that game series. Uh,
I'm totally playing League of Legends while we talk, by the way.
wow.
Professionalism.
Man, you're so good.
It's funny because I'm playing a ranked game, so I'm trying to focus on two things at once, and it's very difficult, but we're winning. Anyway, I just felt like I'd give an update on what I was doing with my life currently.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about what might have happened with the whole like Activision fired the co-founders of Infinity Ward in 2010, and then they went on and they developed this game.
Yes.
And now it's probably going to make Call of Duty completely, not completely obsolete, but it's gonna.
I saw an amazing video, and I know that this will never reach him or anything. Well, unless by some means we become internet famous overnight, which I extremely doubt will happen. But his name is Indie Mouse, and he's an animator and does things like skits. And he made a video about Titanfall, like Call of Duty creators react to Titanfall. You can look it up. It'll probably be one of the very first search answers if you look that exact thing up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's making fun of how the Call of Duty creators act and write, and then like them reacting to the game Titanfall. And I think that, like, I'm not going to explain the video now. I'll pop a link in the description or something to the video, and you guys can go watch it for yourselves. But I think that describes perfectly what's going to happen with the people in Infinity over at Call of Duty Infinity Ward, and who the hell are the other people? Treyarch, right? Did they still exist? Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I don't think they're making Call of Duty anymore.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so. I think it's Infinity Ward.
I don't think that anybody should make Call of Duty anymore. I think that they should just come up with a new game like every other developer.
Yeah.
Rockstar Games is one of the few companies that I've stuck with through like almost every game that I've loved. Because like every Grand Theft Auto has been really amazing in my opinion. And just in general, a lot of the like other games they've done, whether it's LA Noire or Red Dead Redemption. That was one of my favorite games I've played in the past few years. I played that game for a lot of hours.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the idea of a Western sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
And just in my own opinion, I think Rockstar is one of the best companies. Like, we've gotten way off on a tangent here compared to what we should.
Yeah, that'll happen. Hope, it's going to happen. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember. And I don't think that it's gonna make. Okay, so it's only like 12 players in a game in a match.
See, that's just gonna be. I think honestly, that's only going to come down to like Battlefield standards, because Battlefield has changed the standards with what to expect.
Oh yeah, with 64 players in one match.
Yeah, exactly. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean it is a lot more fun to play with more people because then there's kind of more action going on. But I mean that's kind of like because it's a bigger map, you would hope that it's not 6v6 and you're just looking around all the time. You gotta have more
Battlefield,
players.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that. I had that issue a lot in the like larger maps on Xbox because they didn't have the 64. There was like I don't even think they had 30s. I think it was the max was 16 because that was the max that an Xbox could handle.
Yeah.
And I think that really diminished from the gameplay value because it caused the bigger maps. It was a lot harder if you wanted to be a sniper per se. Like I wanted to be a sniper for when I first started playing the game, and it resulted in me basically hating life for the first like 50 like not literally 50, but you understand.
Yeah.
It like a long time it took like it caused me to just hate life because it was so hard because all like the maps were so close range meant for Xbox. So like the long range maps, like sure you'd see one person run by every couple minutes if you were trying to snipe, but if you wanted to do anything, you had to get close because everybody was running around with assault kit like in buildings. And you couldn't really see that many people outside, so you just had to find the right spot to camp. There was no actual good sniper action for the consoles, in my opinion, until everybody got way used to the game, and people started being able to do BS like 360 no scope crap that people do when they play video games with snipers.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
a real chick to see that in real life, but
So hopefully the maps are like
amazing.
amazing, in detail and how they kind of put it together so that there's not just one high up tower that some stupid camper can just sit
Another
on.
issue I have with FPS is yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and then
Places where there's just always that one camper who will forever be that one camper, and
I
they're never
mean,
leaving that spot. And then you finally kill them after they kill you 50 times, and it's like, oh, hey, I'm going to walk straight back to that spot and not give a fuck.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that, it's almost impossible to kind of, not have that because, somebody's gonna figure out a spot, no matter
Yeah,
no
yeah. The
matter what
only
you
game
do.
that I've ever played, not played, ever heard of that didn't have a camp, like a system for people to not camp
Hmm.
is fucking. It's this little indie game, and it's basically. One sec, I'm getting really into shit right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it is this little indie game, and I can't remember the exact name because it's got a lot of words in it as far as I remember. But it's like it's something where you're a space ninja, and it's just a game where if you're not constantly like you have a certain amount of time until you die.
Hmm.
So you have to constantly be running around getting kills, and the only way to get more time is to get a kill.
Oh,
I can't remember the name for the life of me though, and it's bothering me, and my hair just hit my eyeball, and it hurts. That's why I quit talking in the middle of my sentence.
I I know what you're talking about. I think I know what the game. I can't think of the name either, but yeah, I think I know.
And I can't think of the name for the life of me. I watched like so many videos about it because I loved watching. I don't remember who it was play it, but I remember loving watching their gameplay of it because it was hilarious. And I remember seeing Northern Lion play it because Northern Lion is literally my favorite YouTuber out there.
Yeah.
And
Um.
like that was one of the few games that quit like made it so camping was not possible. Literally impossible
Okay.
because of the whole fact that if you wanted to camp, you would die. You wouldn't get any kills.
So what if they put in like a
Like if
like a
they made like a
timer?
game mode where you like if you quit moving for a certain amount of time, I think that would be a pretty good option.
Yeah, like you have like maybe a minute like at most. And then if you're just sitting there, then like it'll I don't know. It'll like you'll commit suicide or something. I don't know what they would do, but like
Just like pull out a gun and pop yourself in the head.
yeah, I
F this,
mean
I'm done.
cuz they'd just be sitting there the whole time and after a minute, you got to move. You can't just sit cuz that I mean like and then
I
like
think
if it
that this
does
game
it
kind of gets rid of it because if you camp, people can just get in a mech and destroy you if you're a camper per se.
Yeah.
But then also camping has to be a slight part of it because if it's not, then the people with the mechs are just going to constantly dominate and never die. So camping is going to have to be a part of it to avoid getting killed by a mech if you're not in one. But at the same time, I don't think it's as big of a deal as Call of Duty, where everybody should be on equal ground, but where one person's like glitching over a wall so you can only see their gun and you can't shoot them and they're just killing everybody on your team.
Yeah.
I think that causes issues with the gameplay.
I absolutely hated that in Call of Duty. They need to fix that too.
Head glitches and stuff.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, like you would peek over a wall and it would just show your gun.
Yeah.
But actually, your gun is actually, not over the wall. It's like in
Through
the
the-
wall, and
yeah.
it's like you can't. Yeah, it sucks.
And then you're
but-
just like, and then you just kill everybody on the enemy team. That's
yeah.
So, I think that that's a pretty good tangent to wrap things up on. And anybody that views this is welcome to leave a comment on your own opinion about the game, Titanfall, Call of Duty, whatever you want to talk about. Just leave a comment below, and we'll probably respond to it depending on how many comments we get. Because, like I said, I doubt we're going to become internet famous overnight. So if you comment, we'll probably reply to it and give you the right to see, like, your right to argue and you look at your opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is No Life Media. Be sure to subscribe if you like this video for more videos talking about games, upcoming games, and just in general, gaming news and media.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We'll have videos coming out. Every now and then. Probably not every day, but.
All right, and so remember, this is Steven, and I love you.
Yes. And I'm Nick, and
He doesn't love you.
I don't love you as much. No.
Not at all. Nick's gay.
Thanks, Steve.
No, in a good way, like happy.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree.
All right. Yeah, now that we got that under control, I love you guys. Bye.